Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday the 3rd of August and this is my weekly channel update. This is my opportunity to talk about the games that I've played during the week, what's going on in my channel, a little bit of channel news. I'll talk about the 12 books that I've been sent this week, as well as then I'm going to take my first ever look at the ENnies. So yeah, Gen Con is, I think it's still going. It may just have finished because of time delays and stuff like that, the way it works. But all the ENnies and the finals have all been announced, so all the rewards have been handed out, and it's something all the years I've been in this hobby, something I've never done. So I'm going to take a live, well, not live look, but look here, go through the ENnies and just have a look at the books, and potentially these might be new books that I probably should look at reviewing at some stage. You know, if they're winning awards, they probably are good. Before I get into it, so we'll just do a bit of channel news. So first one, start off with all my thank you all my Patreons. So I've been using StreamYard for all my lives for the last few months, and you only get, on the free bit, you get 20 hours a month to you. So I've never sort of done additional lives, etc. So I've kind of kept it down because the next module up, I think it was about $35 a month. And nicely, my patrons have been paying in, and each month I get £50 coming in from my Patreon. So thanks to everyone that is doing that. But what I've managed to do is I've had an offer through from StreamYard to sign up for, and it's $18 a month. I have to pay for it all in advance to go. So I've paid for the whole year on it. So I can put my own logos on. I can, it makes it higher definition. I can do more lives during the month, take up more hours. So it does mean that dream of streaming live games on my channel is getting nearer and nearer. We are play testing one. I think it's on the 18th. We'll be doing Dark Space. I'm not sure whether it's going to go live or off live, but a live check at this moment in time. But Than Gibson, one of the creators of Dark Space, which is like the Shadow Dark Space equivalent, has offered to run it. We've got some playtesters and games. All of the live plays won't be done on this channel. I've had a variety of people on my Discord recommend it goes onto a different channel, because running lives off of this, the way the algorithm works for YouTube, it can just end killing my channel, apparently. So I don't want that to happen. I'm growing very, very fast. So thank you to everyone that supports, watches and subscribes. So it's all going to go on to my Old Boys New Toys channel. So all the live views will go on there. So I'll link in the video description that one. So obviously as the lives come out, I'll still announce them on here and on my Discord and stuff. But yeah, all the live plays will be pushed over there, because I don't want to kill the algorithm from what YouTube is doing. Going forward, I've got every Thursday now for, I think, 2 months. I'm pretty much going to be live interviewing some creator. I think I've got 8 booked in. I'm now booked up until October for lives. So if you do want to come on the channel and you've got something you'd like me to review and potentially come on for an interview, by all means, either send me messages here. You know, I've got my email in the channel description, or join me on my Discord, which is linked. Come over, let's have a chat. I don't have everyone on, and that's just purely I haven't got enough time. I don't want to do more than one a week because of the research I put into the creator, their books, and things like that. And I try to get a review of that book going on. But yeah, I'm booked up. So if you want slots in October, I've already booked one in for November as well. So please do contact me. And yeah, I'm happy to chat with anyone, absolutely. So yeah, I can't believe it's that busy, to be honest. So again, thank you for everyone. Obviously, when I'm live, I've moved all my interviews live because I do enjoy doing them off camera. But I do love the fact that other people are there. They get to ask questions of their favourite creators. We get to look at the books together, so they get questions as well. So it saves me, well, not having to do all the work, but I think it's a real nice opportunity for people watching to be able to ask questions of people they otherwise may not have ever spoken to. So yeah, they seem to be going well, and they're building really well. So that's always going to be Thursday from about 8 p.m. British summertime over here. Okay, so let's just get into games played. Right, let's look at the preview reviews. Yeah, nothing played all of this week. So Sunday night and Tuesday night are my normal gaming plays, and Sunday night one person was away, but fortunately the English Lionesses were playing in the European Championship final, which they won. I didn't watch it because I've already gone off football, but that's a different aside. So a couple of the players wanted to watch it, so I didn't get to do my one shot of Pirate Borg that I'd spent time reading. Thank you. We all know that pain. We've done that before. So yeah, nothing played. Going into this week though, we're finishing off Soulbound tonight, and then we're going to be moving into running Achtung Cthulhu, which I can't wait to run. I know the 2D20 system is, people either love it or hate it, but I do really enjoy it. And the world for that, playing Cthulhu against Nazis, is just, well, not playing Cthulhu against Nazis, but you know, that whole Indiana Jones-esque sort of stuff going on with the sort of pulp. It just looks like a really fun and interesting world to play. And then I'm back on Horde Wars on Tuesday as well. So yeah, picking up, trying to get a Slay second edition one shot running on the channel as well. So I'm just sort of teasing the players, trying to work out a time to get that together. So now I've got StreamYard. I'm quite happy to. I'm just sort of testing the logistics of exactly how it's going to work and how you run them, because there's a lot more technological issues than I thought there was going to be. Well, preview reviews, you know, these are the books that I've been sent this week, so there's 12 of them to go through. Most of them are linked, so it's not quite as 12 individual books, but yeah, let's just, so these are, you know, I call it my review preview, because these technically are books that at some stage will appear on the channel for review. So I'm going to start up with Arkham Dark, which is by Terry Vincent. And this is, he was toying the other day on Facebook what to call it, because this is his Arkham Horror Shadow Dark setting. It's available on RPG at this moment in time. So, you know, it's set in 1923. So if you're a fan of Arkham Horror, I don't want to spoil too much of this, but it's all hyperlinked in here. But you've got some, you know, obviously new classes, as you'd imagine: cat burglar, big game hunter, author, athlete. So it's all very much Cthulhu but Shadow Dark. So there's, starting off here, differences between Shadow Dark. Obviously you've got a sanity system, as you would expect coming here, income and professions, so loot's out, downtime's in, corrals in, out, variety of different things in here. But it seems to be very much, I think you're going to need the core rulebook for Shadow Dark for certain things, but it does seem to have its own rules and sort of skill sets, obviously, as you'd imagine, for a modern, I say modern, it's 100 years old, 100 years isn't modern, but that sort of new thing, if that makes sense. So this looks pretty good so far. I haven't had a real chance to actually have a look at it. I don't know whether this is, because it's 1.6, so I don't know, you know, whether this is just because it does say text only, so I'm assuming at some stage art is going to be added to this. But obviously if you buy it, as the updates happen, because it's PDF only, you can just then download the new PDF version of it as well. So yeah, it's pretty good so far from what we're looking at. I like big game hunters. Everyone likes those big game hunters and cat hunters. But yeah, I will give this a proper look at, because it is a combination of two of my favourite games. So and Terry does some good stuff. You know, I've looked at, well, I've only done a full review of one of Terry's books so far, but the other two that I've read, I've got to get recorded and get out. But I think this is going to sneak to the top of Terry's reviews. And then maybe I should get Terry on if he wants to come on and have a chat about some of his stuff, because everything he's done I've really enjoyed. Okay, these came to me completely by fluke. I did an interview with Dave Chapman of Cubicle 7 that is coming out this coming week. One of the writers of the incredibly amazing The Laundry, which uses, you know, what do they call it? C76 system, which is Cubicle 7's D6 pool that is running Shadow Dark. And he got talking about Aegean, and I was like, you know, I'm looking at buying these books because it looks really interesting. Massive fan of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And he was like, oh, Stu Goff's one of my friends, I'll get him in. So Stu's now booked in for an interview, I think about 5 weeks away. And then, you know, obviously he's kindly offered me to send me Aegean, which is the mythic role-playing game across the Aegean Sea, which, as you can see, is sort of Greek mythology. The next book we've got there is the Empire's Book, and he's then sent me the Heroes and a work in progress, which is the Isle of, is that Pelops? Pelops, I think it's pronounced. So yeah, this is a D10 pool system based in ancient Greece. which say Assassin's Creed Odyssey written all over it, mixed in with the D10 pool system of the World of Darkness. What's not to love for this? You're taking stats and abilities, just rolling a pool of D10. I think I noticed it was 8 is a success, 8 and 9 is one success, 10 is a success with additional things within the dice pool itself, and one success. It depends, on there are different challenges in here, but it's pretty much as you'd expect from this. You got the laws. Let me try and find the sort of classes. Where are they in here? Because everyone's pretty much going to be a human, but it has got loads of stuff in the gods. There's lots of stuff about praying to the deities to get additional powers and boosts, and there's this game mechanic that I can't quite remember that you have to try and stay in a positive. It's like a doom and a gloom thing, but I can't think what it always happens as soon as the camera goes on. I'm like, I don't need notes for that time. But yeah, a full review of this will be coming, because obviously Stu is coming on, and it's kind enough to send me this, which is amazing. So here we go. Here's the different sort of classes you can play in here. So careers, they call it: athletic, so athlete, merchant, performer. We've got a physician, scholar, scout, soldier, and then a wrestler in here as well. It's all experience based. As you go up, you're going to add more additional dice to your skills. I do like dice pool systems, and it's a great theme for me. It's one of those that I don't think I've ever played a big Egyptian theme. I've played Aegon. Was it like a little mini one shot? It only turned out to be about an hour by the time characters were created, so it didn't really play that for long. But looking forward to getting into this. So this is the core rule book. Comes in at 302 pages, and that is all you actually need for this. But then you can pick up the Book of Empires, which is, this is more of a geography base. It's got 230 pages. So you've got Greta, Knights of Knossos. Was it Knossos, isn't it? Not Knossos. Knossos. You've got a city guide for Troy, 1,000 ships, and then an adventure looking in here. So because you've got Act 1, Act 2. And then you've got all Great War adventure as well, with some additional gods in here. Soldiers of the Empire as well. It's then the adventure in Hellas right at the end of that one. Loving the art style of it as well. And I do like the fact, I'm assuming this is going to be a smaller book in physical forms, just because it's single line. I don't know exactly what it's called. I'm sure someone will let me know down in the comments, but it's not sort of split over two, which can be kind of painful, especially if you're reading it off a PDF copy. We then got the Book of Heroes, which I think this is the one on the underworld, is it? Yeah, so this is going to take you down into Necropolis and into Hades and stuff. And then it's got some, like, obviously the sort of underground gods and Persephone, isn't it? I think the two, this Hades and Persephone, the two sort of underground gods. And then the last book I can't show any of, because this is a work in progress, and students say, if you're going to do a review on this one, don't really share much. So I think I haven't set this one to move, but yeah, just give you an idea of what's going to include it. So this, again, more areas. So you can go to Argos, the shop. Isn't he the Greek god of shopping? Who was it? Was it ENnie Award that said that? I'm sure it was. But again, more stuff. And you've got details here on Sparta, Messina, and then Olympia. So more. I always say this, more is always best. But yeah, if you just want to pick up the core rule book, you can just pick up that first and then kind of decide where you go from there. Then I've been sent Demon Gate, which is a dark, gothic, grim, dark, apocalyptic, gross world with sort of demons, and it seems to be like fallen angels and monsters, and sort of there's still like your orcish race. I'll show you the races and sisters. Brandon Williams was kind enough to send this through to me. We are coming in at 467 pages. I do like the style of the book. I like the layout. I like the sort of off-colour background and the fonts used, and all adult warning. That is now boobies 3 weeks in a row. This is becoming a full-on adult channel in here. This starts off with the background of the world and the calendars and stuff. I'm not a fan of calendars. So it's the thing I dislike the most about Warhammer Fantasy is the fact it uses different names for calendars. I do love the additional work that people put in, but I can just never remember it. It's just me. That's just it's me gripe more than anything. But character creation is 20 steps. So I've created a character for this, and I was like, it seems a lot. Let's just try it. It's not. A lot of them are like, here, point 16, add 2 points to your frenzy pool. So it's nicely separated out really well, but it just looks a little bit more intimidating. But I just want to show you the too many races, because all the race choices are brilliant, and as is the artwork. But this is the sort of stat written game, so you've got your attributes, so strength, dex, body, perception, intelligence, willpower, charisma, and allure. And charisma and allure are similar, but it sort of breaks them out between your charm and then how sort of good looking you are. But let me do the artwork on the races. Where is it? Come on, background, here we go. And there's a huge choice, which is brilliant. But it's got all the name generators as well. But we're going to start with this Bockrog. And, the pronunciation is Hinir. And as you'd expect, with the sort of old school feel to this, they've got different attribute modifiers, different racial abilities and characteristics as well. So what we've got with these troll things are going to regenerate, as you'd expect from a troll. And then these very much elf-looking creatures. That's weird, because they're a Darin and then it says elf in there. Reavers, these are my favourite. I do like these. Reminds me of, again, jumped out of my head. What was it? The Warforged in... Someone's going to help me out in the comment, or it'll come back to me. Eberron, is that right? Is that right for 5th edition? Well, 3.5 it was. Eberron, there we go. I've got it in my head. And we've got these cat folk here. Little dwarfs, watchers, which are the Nephilim. And then we've got not standard orcs, but orcs, lizard folk, beastkin. I'd never noticed this bit in. I'd always looked at the main race, and we've got sort of the ratkin in here, then humans, and then mutants at the end. Huge amount of choice. And then if you want, we've got all these character classes in here. So from fighters, spiritualists, rogues, and wizards. So your standard rangers, swordmasters, things like that. Down to spiritualists, templars, monks. So lots and lots of choice rammed into this 467 pages in here. And it's nicely laid out. Everything's sort of like page facing as well. So all the information that are in there, which I know Rob and I were talking about this, who did the live review. He's like, one of the books, he couldn't quite get a PDF to open up. And he's like, is it player face? And we're like, yeah, on different things. So that is Demon Gate. And we got Enclave, or Enclave, I should say, which is written by, is it Greg Taylor or Bobby Howell? One of them sent me this. And so Greg Taylor is the artist. So this is a diceless game. So years ago, I played Amber, 2nd or 3rd edition. And this second edition is coming to Kickstarter sometime during September. And this is my first actual look at this. I was hoping to spend time looking at this yesterday, but the medieval festival in my local town is here, and we ended up spending the whole day there, and didn't come back till we were all burnt and tired. So it was a case of just coming back and hitting the bed, unfortunately, because I'm intrigued by diceless games. So I played Amber. I vaguely remember kind of enjoying it. But we never sort of got back and played it again. And then on one of the reviews recently, we started talking about Amber and diceless games, and people saying how much fun they are. So it'd be nice to revisit. I said I haven't played Amber it was like 25-30 years ago. So be interested to see exactly how this is going to work. And because I think as players and over time, you do evolve those skills to become more of a narrative player, narrative games master, where you can describe stuff where dice aren't going to count. But I might not have this facing right looking at it. Let me just throw the cover. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? So then they are facing. So what have we got? Gunslinger, illusionist, librarian. That's a magic user, isn't really, I think. Thane, cool. It's like the dwarves tend to be Thanes, didn't they? And Viking type leaders, weren't they? Thunderbird. It's going to be, is that like Thor lightning type damage? The magical damage dealer with excellent speed and mobility. Great at darting in and out of combat, but their flashy powers come at the risk of friendly fire. That's mine. I like friendly fire. My friends don't. And then we've got the Wanderer here. Okay, then Advanced Placer. Okay, that sounds quite cool. So it'll sort of get players in with the basic rules and then come in with some more advanced rules. That's quite cool. Look forward to getting into that. And I'm going to do a review of this because I need to get my head round and understand a diceless game. The next 4 have been kindly sent to me. And these are the Outcast Silver Raiders. And we've got the Player's Guide here. We've got the Referee's Compendium, a huge world book with tens. There's a lot of encounters. There's a hex crawl in here. It's like a sort of mega dungeon type thing. And then they've got the first zine. But this is an old school game, uses attributes, and you're rolling a d6 on top, trying to get over a certain score to try and achieve it. So it's got that sort of feel to it. But it's based in 12th, 13th-ish adjacent Scotland. The main book is, but say in the player's guide, it's 70 pages, and this is going to teach the players. And I like this because you can just hoof this off to your players, which is going to take you through character creation, concepts, all the rules and stuff that you're going to need as a player. Like in the artwork, the words look a little bit small. I think that they might be a little bit hard for me off the computer, maybe on the PDF. But I'm not a fan of on black and white, but luckily it's only slightly dispersed throughout. But your attributes are standard. They're in the wrong order. They go charisma, constitution, dexterity, intelligence, strength, and wisdom. So they're alphabetized, which makes perfect sense, other than the fact that no one else has ever done that before. But at least it's familiar. And you just take in your attributes, and then you're having your -3 to +3. And then you're rolling a d6, looking to achieve to get over that. And that seems to be as basic as the character creation is. So we've got a rogue and then rogue advancement sorcerer. I think there's only 3, wasn't there, in the core rulebook and warrior. So yeah, we've got 3 enriched. Then you're into things like equipment. But in the referee's guide or dungeon master's guide, depending on how you want to think about this, which is another 150 pages. So this is all your secrets, how to run the game. We've got this section here, expanded character options. So if you want a non-traditional sort of old school, you can add in things like elves, dwarfs, gnomes, halflings, half elves, half orcs, and then it just explains the creation down there and new characters. Oh yeah, the magic off the first book is, or is it just off the second? But I can't remember. No, that's it. Yeah. So the magic is blood magic. You are doing. I think you might find that. This might not be one for your children because it seems to be blood magic and ritual, those sort of things where you are sort of harming yourselves to sort of bleed to cast spells off the back of, which again is perfectly fine for most people, I'd imagine, but there may be a few people that this might not be comfortable in playing, which I think you should probably just explain to your players. But this is just that, again, lots of Games Master stuff in here. But the best one is this the world setting, which is 327 pages, which I think, even if you wanted to run just this Mythic North book from a Shadow Dark point of view, or OSR, or Old School Essentials, or Councils and Crusades, because this is just in essence an old school game, but okay, it is with a D6. It's an amazing world book. So it's going to take you through the geography. You've got, say, there are, I think, nearly 100 unique locations in here within the hex crawl as well. There is sort of obviously campaign objectives, loads of random encounters, say, and then fixed. This is initially I thought when I was reading, I was like, this is choose your own adventure. Then you realise I actually just missed out the hex crawl map and some of the sort of the numerical locations that the players can go to. And so you've got all this in here, all these different locations and different monsters. And I love the fact the stat blocks are linked in there. I don't overly like it when they throw all the stats at the back of the book and you're flicking in between, especially if you're trying to run this off a PDF. If you haven't got a physical copy, I'm trying not to spoil stuff. But let's get to so we've got loads of cities and locations of the cities and stuff. But there is this wonderful, actually buried temple. More stuff into. Come on, where's it gone? Yeah, your big dungeon. Anyway, we're gonna get there in a second. And it's just, as you can see, there's so many just locations. There's just a ton. For a games master, for a tool, this is just utterly huge. And there's the start of some of the hives and stuff. Utterly brilliant. And then we've got, this is just a zine. So this is their first zine, which is an expansion. So it's got a sort of new character creation here, some additional artifacts, some new rules for stress and horror, as well as some little sort of adventure-y bits as well. Brilliant. I believe that if you buy the hardback copy, it's from, where is it? I can't find Exalted Funeral. You can buy this in a box set off their website. Obviously, if you want to pick it up, PDF copies like I'm going through, again, please do use the affiliate link. I will put it in the video description. And then the final one, so the 12th one, has been sent to me by Dean Lucius, who is on my Discord and won Slay Industries. He was the actual winner. And this is a themed encounter. Aries into Feywild, so this is his little zine. So he's done a variety of these, and he sent me this one in the week. So this is just, a little, so it's 10 pages for some random encounters in the wilderness with Fey creatures. And then, because obviously we've got a fair amount of Fey creatures in the Shadow Dark rulebook. Did I say this was for Shadow Dark? I think I did. But I'm saying it now in case I didn't. So we've got 4 new monsters, Fairy Dragon, I hate red caps. They're horrible little things. I think that's mainly because 5th edition's got them with the big boots, and they just jump in and hoof you with their boots. These haven't got big boots, so maybe they're not quite as annoying. We've got a satyr and then a pixie. And then we've got a D20 table here of Fey Mischief as well. So that's just something. Again, you can pick that up on Drive-Thru RPG. Okay, so that is everything. What I'm going to do now is I just want to jump over onto what is the website, the ENnieAwards.com, and we're going to look at the 2025 winners. I'm not going to look at the nominations, I don't think. I might have a quick look at silver. It depends on. Hold on. Yeah, there's more awards than I thought there was. I thought there'd only be a few. Okay, we might just need to just look at the winners. Let's do winners and silver, I think. What are we? How far are we in? 30 minutes. I'll section it off so it won't be too long. So we've got Judges Spotlight. So these are things that the judges think were good. Obviously, Punk is Dead. I got this. Letters from the Dark, Volume 8. I think that's one of the best ones. From Chris Powell. That is the 8th one is really good. It's got a wonderful twist, sort of quite early on into the adventure when you're running it. Let us build a tower. I don't know what that is. A Mythic Bronze Age adventure for Babel. Okay. Should be able to go backwards and forward. Yeah. Dark Haven from GUI Cube. Wow, that's a lot. But look at the size of that box. Okay. These are all things that I might end up buying at some stage and putting on the channel. And then we have got Black Fist here. Heroes of Secula. Is that? I don't know. Anyway, right, let's look at best long form adventure. So we've got the silver winner, so runner up, or first loser, as you could call it, is Crown of Salt. Okay, it's a Morkborg adventure. Okay, well, for a Morkborg scenario with undead dinosaurs. Right, that's on the list. Look at this artwork. That is absolutely stunning. That's only $20. Okay, on the list. This is going to be an expensive video, I think. And then I've got this best long form adventure, The Strike. This was a humble bundle, which was just full of OSR, really brilliant adventures. I started reading this and I was like, I've got to do a video review of this because it's utterly amazing. And then I got sidetracked on lots of other stuff. Like I say, you know, I've got 12 more this week that I'm sent. I think last week it was, it's round about there between 10 to 14 books I'm getting a week. So best long form is The Strike. I've heard of it, never read it completely, read chunks of it. Seems good to me. Best short form, so I'm guessing this is a shorter zine. So we've got The Maul remastered here. Luminary Horror. There's all these pop-ups and stuff everywhere now. Let me sort of dig into exactly what you're looking at on your computer. Okay. Don't want to skip on too much, but yeah, it says 12 quid for print and PDF. That is. So whether these are sort of direct only or whether you can pick them up on Drive-Thru RPG or not. The gold winner is Dream Shrine. I've got this too. That was in exactly the same Humble Bundle as The Strike, which was, I said, it was an absolute deal. This was the one that I thought I probably wouldn't get played. It's on sale now as well, so half price now. The artwork is bizarrely weird, but it's some good little stuff in there. But it's a little bit too out there for me. But I can see why this was nominated because it is really, really nice. So there are. Should I do silver first? So best aid accessory for digital. So Dungeon Scroll. So we've got silver. Okay, so it's a map building website for building dungeons. Ooh, doo-doo. Oh, that's nice and simple. That's simple enough for me. And then what you do, just it won't let me select. Well, obviously not. Okay, that's cool. And then so gold winner, Mothership companion app for virtual tabletop. We're seeing more and more of these nowadays, which is great because they really do help play. I'm not I'm just pointing at my iPad down here. I don't tend to have technology on a table as a player. As a games master, I do. So this might work. So streamlined character creation, powerful dice roll, detailed tracking, virtual stuff, advanced map editor. Actually, that does look and sound like a really good tool for Mothership. Okay, so best aid non-digital. Monty Python RPG, Head of Light and Entertainment, Games Master Screen. Okay, now this isn't a book that I've picked up because as a British person with quite a dark sense of humour, I don't want 10% off. Go away with your pop-ups. It just didn't. It did nothing for me, the Monty Python game, and it's kind of come out. A few people talked about it, and then I haven't heard anyone. So I wasn't sure whether it was really going to be much of a game in there. So if you've played this, let me know. Is it something that I should sort of park to one side and go, do you know what? It's Monty Python, but you should like it. I don't know. So I kind of just let that one slip by, and so we've got the gold is the map library. Do like loads of maps. I wish I played more sort of face to face. We're starting to get into it a lot more now, but I've never really been a map and minis person because we don't play in my house. Even though I've got a Geek and Son table, so I can take all the things and put stuff down. So it's collecting the minis and having that does look good though. And is it all paper? I think it looks paper. So you've got a lot of maps actually in there. There's 100. Okay, that is a bargain. Yeah, that's what 6p a map. Nice. Okay, so best cover art. So the silver is Yebta's Bed and Breakfast. It's not for me. It's for a lot of people. A lot of people liked it. It's not an art style I overly jump out at, but I wasn't picking the winners, so we can't actually see. Is it art style? Yeah, it was cover art style. We can't actually see the cover anywhere of where it is. Too many pinks and lines for me. But so Myr is best cover art. I would have thought that would have got it. This is Painted Wastelands. Is great cover art on their incarnations. Like the style. Do like the style of this. Can't quite work out okay. I was expecting more. But it's not something I've heard of. So it is bringing this to my attention. No, I don't want to go any further and spend time on these things because we've got a lot of awards to get through. So best cover art, best interior art is Painted Wastelands. Oh, that's really good. That is really good. So it's probably the. No, I'm not following on Instagram. I've deleted Instagram. It's just full of ladies that are clicking through to OnlyFans, it seems to be. So I've got rid of my Instagram account. Almost said I've got rid of my OnlyFans account. So yeah, Chris Willett send me this over. I've got the PDF. So I've got to do a review of this. It's utterly beautiful on the inside. So now if that came second, okay, Mythic Bastionland, which okay, I've got to get it. This isn't a book that I'm probably going to pick up. I know Dewan picked it up, and we were talking about it on his live. I nearly backed this on. It wasn't on BackerKit. It was on. It's one of the other ones, I think, because it wasn't kickstarted. And I was like, I'm going to wait for this to come out full retail, but it's Into the Odd didn't really grasp me. So I'm not sure, but it does look utterly stunning. But it is £50. It's a fair chunk of money. But it is a beautiful book, and I can see why it won. Okay, so no grumbles there. Best cartography. So what's this? Just the best map? Yeah, that should win. You'd think Pendragon 6th edition. Beautiful. I'm not a fan of maps in games. I like them in books. Don't get me wrong. And and Free League do this a lot. They give out like cloth maps, and I've just got nowhere to put them. Probably one day when I have enough space, I could put them on walls and stuff. You could frame them because that would look amazing on a wall. That is some good looking detail. Okay, so that's the runner. And if that's the runner, what we got? Oh, nice. Free League Moria through the doors of Durin. Oh, I should have reviewed this by now. I feel like it's gone too far to review because we're another book on. It is such an amazing book, and the map that comes with it, the sort of cross-section map of Moria is utterly unbelievable. So I'm really pleased that won. Best community content. Sweet Dreams Are Made of Geese, or Geese. I'm going to guess that's geese. It should be. From the DM Dungeons Guild. I know nothing about this. This very much looks 5th edition. So, we've got maps. Maybe it's because they give away stuff for free. I don't know. I don't really know. No, they're charging for it. So it's paid support that they've got on from here. Water Deeps. So exceptional arrows. Okay, yeah, it's all 5th edition additional content, and then we've got Deadbeats here. By Dave Kirby. So this is Deadbeats Call of Cthulhu. So is it? I don't know whether it's the individual that gets the nomination for like the amount that they produce. Do you think? I don't know. I generally don't know this one. Okay, that's well done to Dave there. Well, David, sorry. Best family game. Yabza Bed and Breakfast is the silver award. Oh, it's the one with this artwork that didn't jump. I thought I recognised that. That may be why it's not for me, because it's more designed for kids, which is good. I do like. I recently did the Adventuring Family, which is done for children with, sadly, yeah, things, ADHDs, divorce, bullying, variety of other stuff. And yeah, so it's very much similar artwork. I probably should have guessed that when I looked at it, really. So what is one? The gold is Land of M, which Who was it who recommended this? The Infinite Monkey Tales have done a playthrough this on their channel, and I was looking at it, I was going, because it's a D12 system, and I do love D12 system, but I looked at the art and I thought it's just like Muppets in Fantasyland. It's designed for children, which it clearly says it is, but it's meant to be very good. So I don't know whether this is something that I should just sort of bite the bullet and grab at some stage. But it's like everything else, you've just got more and more things already to play and to cover. So I don't know. Exalted Funeral again. So they are throwing out some very good books. Best free game. So silver here, we've got Teeth of False Kingdom, which looks a bit Arthurian, legendy type. Or a little bit later on than that, because this is 12th century England. It's free, so you've got no reason not to go and grab it and have a read and see if you can get that on the table. And the golden winner is Grimwild Free Edition, rightfully so for no, can't get it. The link doesn't work. It's linked through on Droid4RPG by is it John Maxwell? I can't remember his first name, but the amount that he's given away there, it's I think it's about 170 something pages, which is absolutely amazing. It's a really good system as well. So it's based on 5th edition, but it's sort of more encourages the play narrative based. That's what I was trying to get hold of. So that, yeah, I'm really pleased. So that's actually one. That's because again, it also helps. It's something that I've read and I've reviewed on the channel. So we've got best game here, silver winner. His Majesty the Worm, Exalted Funeral Press again. Okay, His Majesty the Worm. I've never heard of it. His Majesty the Worm is a new school game with old school sensibilities and classic mega dungeon experience. Robust procedures, underworld. Often ignore subsistence like food, hunger, light, and inventory. Tarot cards. Okay. Something to spend a bit of time looking. So what won gold? What got Triangle Agency? I think this pop up on a Kickstarter a while ago. Shipping here through Modiphius. I've seen this. I have seen this. I haven't got it, obviously, because I'd have gone, I have that. Can I get rid of this obnoxious page bit here? No, that's just there. That is just grossly annoying. That horrible side, right hand side, is there, just taking up. There we go. That's better. That's better. Maybe it was a me issue. Oh no, you can only just pop out each individual thing. That's annoying. That is annoying. Because you kind of just want. Just tell me what it does. What is the Triangle Agency? Let's see. Does it tell you on here a little bit more? Nope. Clock in, save the world. So yeah, some sort of spy type thing. Best layout and design. So we've got Silver Wonderland, a fantasy role-playing setting. I've heard of this. I haven't read it. What they should do is they should get dyslexics in to specifically pick this class, because if we can read it and we think it's well laid out, then everyone else can read it and it's going to think it's well laid out. That's based into Wonderland. It is odd. Oz, okay. Woo won best layout? Mythic Bastionland. So Dewin would have words to say about that. But we shall see. We shall see on there. Best monster adversary. And the Big Bads box set by Hit Point Press is silver. Not Shadow Finder with like thousands of pages of creatures. What's this creatures for then? This product was designed for 2014's fifth. I love it. I love it. It's still only on the 2014's edition. They're not updating to 2024. And why wouldn't you? You know, you've started manufacturing and producing. Again, on sale. Good to see. Hopefully that will include the PDFs at that sort of price, but don't know. So Riding the backs of winning an award, so well done for that. And then we've got Book of M is number 1. The Golden Award for, what was that? Best book, wasn't it? Best Monsters. So that's it. They've got their own bestiary. Oh, yeah, they have, haven't they? Because it's all set out in, because it comes in a box set. Let's have a look at one of these creatures here, because it's designed for kids, so it should be nice and simple. Yeah, it's not Pathfinder heavy, is it? Bloody Pathfinder. Dragons each. So are we doing a D12? I do like it when you're just rolling a dice for the creature's attack, like Dragonbane does and stuff. Maybe that doesn't. Maybe this doesn't. Maybe they've got. Oh no, they've got some individual abilities. Just look good though, doesn't it? Maybe I'm cutting my nose off to spite my face on this one, and I'm going. It's a little bit too kiddie, but it's D12. D12 systems are the best systems. Everyone loves the D12. Right, so what have we got now? Best online content. Prismatic Waste Blog is silver. Wasteland Blog, sorry, I should say. And gold winner is One Page RPG Jam. You know, I don't read blogs and stuff, so I don't know who these are, but I'm going to have to go and check them out to see what they're doing, because that's quite cool. Best production value. Land of M box set. It is nice. You do get an awful lot in it. So you've got, what, 3 core books, maps, some, well, they're some meeples, aren't they? And then the Games Master screen. There's a lot in it. I say, I've been looking at this and trying to decide whether I should pick it up. And now I'm almost convinced I'm going to. Never say never. And then Mothership. You get a lot in that Mothership box set, don't you? It is absolutely rampacked of adventures, meeples. That Bug Hunt is a good adventure. I've run through that. Games Master screens. There's what, about another 5 or 6 adventures and mini adventures in there, as well as like a player's guide and a Games Master's guide. So well done to Tuesday Night. So the best RPG related product, Prismatic Wisdom, Games that's bright. So what do these do then? We are a game design studio specializing in crafting tabletop artifacts that are easy to use and run. Okay. Mouse Ritter. People like Mouse Ritter. Again, never. There's only so many games. We are just in this wonderful area where so much is coming out. Then we've got the HP Lovecraft. Let's get the full title in here. So HP At the Mountains of Madness Beginnings Reader's Book. It's very, very Dr. Zeus in its look, isn't it? Maybe that's deliberate. I don't know. Well, of course it's going to be deliberate. It kind of reminds me of those things that you used to read as a child. Well, if you're of a certain age. So best rule book coming in on His Majesty the Worm, which we looked at earlier. So that's got to jump towards the top of people's, especially for me if it's best rules. And then we've got Triangle Agency, the gold winner of that. Best setting, silver, RuneQuest. Of course, RuneQuest. RuneQuest is a very good setting. But none of my players like it. I've had every edition. I've had at least 4 editions of RuneQuest, and we haven't ever managed to get it played since the early 90s. My players just aren't interested in the, well, what's it, sort of Bronze Age setting of, you know, people having spells and magic and stuff. I like RuneQuest. Can't get it played. Need a RuneQuest group. And what won it? Called it Cthulhu Island. Cthulhu Island. Which is, so that's a not homebrew, but written by Colin Dunlop. When's it set? So it's still set in 1920s, before 7th edition. Nice. Didn't even know this existed. That's jumping to the top of my purchase pile out of all these. That's definitely up there. Best setting, so well done for that. Best streaming content. We don't need to look at that. That'll be me, no doubt. Who's won? Seth Skorkowski second. I've been watching Seth for years. His videos are bloody
Hello, Internet.
amazing.
My name is Seth Skorkowski.
Okay, he's just going to talk over the top of me, so we'll get rid of Seth. Mystery Quest, gold winner. I
You creep through the dungeon.
rather embarrassingly, I don't know this channel. Because your algorithm only shows you what your algorithm shows you, doesn't it? But that's cool that the winner is covering this stuff like Cthulhu, Dragonbane. Oh, that's really good. That is. I was expecting it, Pirate Bug. I was expecting then that to be a sort of 5th edition person. So, no, that's good. Best supplement, we've got One Ring, Ring to Moria. Yeah, makes sense to me. Don't need to look at that again. And then we've got Mothership's Warden of Operation. The through. Actually, interesting that the One Ring is winning, not the 5th edition version of the Lord of the Rings books. I prefer the One Ring. I think it's a really good D10, D12-ish system, if that makes sense. And I think it's better than 5th edition, and it works a lot better than 5th edition. So I'm actually glad to see that is the one going through. And then we've got Mothership here, which is, so that's just going to be one of the adventurers, isn't it? Oh no, it's the Warden's operational handbook. So it's the, is that the Player's Guide or the Games Master's Guide? I think that's the Games Master's Guide, if I remember. Okay, so we've got Best Writing, Monty Python book, and then Triangle Agency. I don't think I need to look at either of those. So then finally we get Product of the Year, which is Mythic Bastionland, came in with silver. And then the gold, it's going to be too late to do, but that surprised me. The rings, Lord of the Rings, the One Ring Moria through the Doors of Durin is the Book of the Year. Well, Product of the Year. That is quite a surprise. Okay, I wasn't too of me not knowing that many of them. I think I knew a fair amount, which is quite a surprise. But that's a good list there of I think of things to buy. That M book, I don't know. You know, it's $150, so, and there's a lot in there. It did pick up a lot of books, but let me know down in the comments below what you've seen in there. Is the books in there that I've talked about that I should go and grab, or things that you've bought and you're surprised they've actually got into the awards, let alone getting silver or gold. Anything else that you think you'd like to have seen win the awards? But yeah, just let me know down in the comments below. And as ever, if you've enjoyed this video, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.